The tomatoes in this polytunnel are doing really well. Indeed, we actually have our first fruit appearing. But if you've got no greenhouse or no polytunnel, indeed no garden, you can grow tomatoes, cucumbers, chilies, peppers and even aubergines, all in containers. In this video, I'll show you everything you need to know to grow big, juicy harvests in small spaces. Whether you've got a patio, a balcony, or a nice sunny backyard, this video is for you. When it comes to growing these vegetables in containers, you need to make sure that you select the right size. When it comes to things like tomatoes, then you're going to need something that is 30 to 40 centimeters wide and deep. Chilies and sweet peppers, they're going to need something that's 25 to 30 centimeters wide and deep. Cucumbers love space and a bit of height. So use 30 centimeter pots. Now this is a pot that we're not using. It's too deep and it's not quite wide enough. But what it does show you is exactly how you need good drainage holes in the bottom. These plants do not like to sit in water. So if you're upcycling any of your old containers, do make sure that you drill some holes in the bottom to ensure that there is adequate drainage. When it comes to the medium that you're going to be growing these vegetables in your containers, what I've used is some of our homemade compost, and I've mixed it with some of the mushroom compost that I purchased. And then I've added to that some perlite. Now perlite will help improve drainage, but also it's very good at holding on to moisture. So I'm going to start with a tomato. If you're growing cordon tomatoes like this, the same rules apply as if you were growing them in your greenhouse or out in the open ground, and that is you need to do the side shooting. And it's actually even more important when you're growing them in containers because they will have a much shorter life outside. So we want to get the maximum crop that we can from these. And you can see here perfectly where the side stem, it comes out between the main stem and where the leaf is growing out. And all we need to do is to pinch those out like so. And you need to do this for the rest of this plant's life. Now of course, if you're going to be growing bush tomatoes, you won't need to worry about the side shooting or something like a tumbling tom that you can grow in hanging baskets really successfully. You don't need to worry about doing all of this side shooting. And we're just going to remove the bottom set of leaves so that we can actually plant this nice and deeply, just as we did with the ones that went into the polytunnel a couple of weeks earlier. It's got a nice root system. And I'm just going to backfill this with some pre-mixed compost. Now, tomatoes have a bigger root system than you actually imagine, and that's why they need all of this room. So got that firmed down. All of these will benefit from support. Bamboo canes or stakes for your tomatoes, a trellis or netting for your cucumbers, canes or cages for your aubergines and peppers. All of these crops are sun lovers, and they're going to be needing 6 to 8 hours of sunlight every day to give of their best. So you're best to put them somewhere like a south-facing patio, a balcony, or a nice sunny backyard. Walls and fences can be your friends here when you're growing things in containers because they radiate the heat and they give shelter. One thing I would say is avoid windy spots. And next we shall do a pepper, a sweet pepper or a bell pepper. And this is a variety called patio pepper. And we grew these last year, didn't we?
We
did. And they did give us harvest, didn't they?
Yes, they're a smaller pepper.
Yeah.
But they are a really nice pepper. And I've grown these from the seed. I saved seed from them, so.
Fantastic. So we pop him in there, and then, as before, we shall just backfill around it. And then we shall place the stake in there. Next, I want to pot up the chili pepper, and we are growing a jalapeno variety. They're actually perform really quite good outside, and it would probably be the go-to pepper that I would grow if I was going to grow one outside in a container. I have got some different ones that myself and Mrs. W are going to try this year. They're different varieties that we haven't tried outside, but we do know the jalapeno works. And then, as before, we'll just backfill around. Now, I don't like to fill my containers right to the top. I like to leave them a bit short of the top so that when we do water, it can get into the soil. Next, I want to plant up the cucumber. Now, we have an old piece of trellis here that we shall attach to the container, and then the cucumber can wind its way up the trellis and drop its fruits through the slots. And because it's going to grow up a trellis, I've put the plant fairly close to the edge, because then the trellis will go up the back here and it's finding its way there. It'll have all this room to spread its roots out, so there's plenty of room for it to grow. Now, although we made our own mix-up, you can use a perfectly good peat-free compost bought in to plant these up. Now it's the turn of the aubergine. Of course, let's put the cane in. Now with the courgette, what I have done is put a higher content of the mushroom compost in there. Courgettes are notoriously greedy plants. And if you don't know much about mushroom compost, it's actually made with horse manure. So there will be plenty of nutrients in there. So set that in there. And then we should get it backfilled. And of course, the other difference is with the courgette, you don't need to stake that. This is not going to climb up. This is a variety called Black Beauty. It's quite a compact bush, but it does crop profusely. And as the plant grows, it'll spill over the side of the container. When you're growing things in containers, they dry out much more quickly than if they were grown in the ground. Their roots are not in open ground to be able to access the water reserves that are deeper down in the soil. And if you're unsure about whether you need to water, you can do the finger test. So insert that in, and when you pull it out, if it's not moist 2 inches down, then you need to water. This is fine. During the summer months, I would most certainly advise that you check these daily when the weather is really hot and the sun is shining at its most fiercest. And the other thing with watering is always water towards the base of the plant. Try not to get it all over the leaves. That's when fungal diseases and mould can actually set itself in. And for something like this, a courgette, that's when you can often see there'll be white powdery mildew. Once you see the first flowers appear on any of these that we've planted today, that's the time to start feeding them. Now the compost that we're using is going to have certainly more than enough nutrients in it to feed these for the next 6 weeks or so. But it's not going to take 6 weeks for these plants to start to produce their first flowers. When they do, begin feeding them weekly. We use our homemade comfrey feed. That's really good for it. If you're making worm compost like we are, the worm juice is also a very good feed. And if you don't have access to that, then a good organic tomato feed will suffice. If you're buying it in, you make sure that you read the back of the bottle so that you get the right measurement. I've seen quite a lot of people just lately who have been overdosing their plants with the feed, and that will do as much harm as if you didn't feed them whatsoever. If you're unsure of which varieties grow well in containers, well, some easy container varieties for tomatoes are Tumbling Tom. They're really good in baskets. Sun Gold, which we've planted today, they do very well. And if you want a tomato that you can make sauce with, Roma is a very good outdoor variety. When it comes to cucumbers, Market More or Mini Munch. We've already seen that we use the jalapeno chili for container outdoor growing. That is really successful, and we'll let you know about the other two varieties that we do as to how successful they are. A good sweet pepper to grow is California Wonder, and the aubergine that we planted today, which does well outside, is Black Beauty. So the common mistakes to avoid are pots that are too small, because this leads to the plant being root bound and then it becomes stressed. Overwatering or letting pots dry out. Again, the plant will become very stressed. And it's important that you do keep on top of your watering, because actually overwatering is just as bad as underwatering. If the plant is in too much water and sitting in it, then the roots will simply rot. Skipping feeding once the flowers form. Once the flowers form and the fruit is about to come, the plant then needs potassium. Regular feeds don't give a high enough ratio of potassium. You're feeding it with things like chicken pellets, for example. They have a high nitrogen content, and that's just going to fuel it to grow more green growth and not give you the fruits that you want. Don't put your pots in a shady space. These fruits need sunshine to give you their wonderful harvests. Not staking plants, in particular tomatoes and aubergines. These get large plants and they need supporting. Of course, when it comes to the cucumbers, you'll need to use some kind of trellis method for them to grow up. And if you can dodge all of those, then you'll be well on the way to a bumper harvest. So there you go. 6 crops, 1 sunny spot, and 0 excuses not to grow your own. Container growing is perfect for beginner gardeners, renters, and anyone with a small space. If you found this video helpful, then hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and follow along for more tips. And if you want to see how we planted the tomato plants and everything else that you see in this polytunnel, then watch this video next. Another week, another no dig win. Healthy soil, healthy harvest. No spade required.